bring in our guest. People have seen her on the channel before. Usually talking Taylor Swift with me. Midnight stream at midnight talking Taylor Swift, but she's a wrestler in her own right. She's wrestled Billie Starkz. We're going to talk to her about that match. She's a big fan of the great Mercedes Mone, and went a little viral the other week when Mercedes was wearing her shirt while she was training over in Japan. She's Allie Allbright. Allie, how you doing?
Okay, can you hear me this time?
You bet.
Yes.
Okay, great. Because last time, for the Taylor, or no, it was for Mercedes, I think, for maybe New Japan or the Wrestle Kingdom stream, I think. I came on here, I was just blabbing away, but I was muted. So, okay, so I'm glad you could hear me. Thanks for having me on, besties. I'm so excited.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
I want to start. I want to start. The elephant in the room for me is the T-shirt, right? Mercedes wearing the T-shirts, and of course, a lot of people saw your logo. They saw the Allie Allbright on it. Talk to me the feeling, and also just the relationship that you two have maybe developed, or at least the fandom that's developed between the two.
Yeah, it's just so crazy for me to even like put into words, because everybody knows she's my absolute favorite. She's the reason why I wanted to become a wrestler. Yeah, it just started when I met her for the first time in 2015, maybe, and I just kept meeting her over and over again. So it just became kind of like a friendship through like being a fan. And she has given me so much great advice when it comes to wrestling. And I've updated her throughout my journey of training, which is just crazy for me to even think about. And I wanted to give her my first official wrestling T-shirt, and she loved it. And I'm just glad she didn't throw it away, to be honest. But she wore it, and the fact that she just did that means the world to me. So I can't even believe that I'm saying that, to be honest. It's crazy.
It's crazy for sure. I thought that was such a cool moment, and I've seen you. You know, I see you interact in the Fightful post shows and chats, and you and I have never really had a chance to chat. So hi, it's good to
hi, bestie.
Hello. So this is great, because I mean I'm getting to learn a little bit more about you and your fandom, and also just your training as well, because you're a wrestler. You are training and you are actively wrestling.
I can't even believe it. I've already been wrestling for 2 years, which is crazy in itself. And I officially made my like official debut this year in singles competition, which you all touched on a little bit. I don't want to get too ahead, but with Billie Starkz, and I'm doing it. I can't believe it. It's crazy to even think about. Hi, Ryan. Sorry, I just saw in the comment. In the comments.
Our pal Ryan Sullivan.
Hey,
big fan of the great Allie Allbright, as everybody should be. Well, I got to ask, you mentioned Mercedes giving you advice. Can you share any advice that she has given you on your journey so far?
Yeah, I mean, the greatest advice that anybody could ever give you, you know, just to love it and just to have fun in what you're doing. I know, as cliche as it might sound, but wrestling's hard. I mean, anything that you love and want to make into a career, I mean, you have to have passion for it. So, I mean, there's days when, you don't want to like go to training, or you don't want to, get out of bed or whatever. But she just basically told me, to love it and to have fun and to obviously be safe. But like, I know these sound like little things, but when you take into consideration like something like wrestling, you have to remember that like every day, like when you go. So she just told me just to love it, and just if this is something I actually want to do, like full time and as a career, like just to, love it and just go after it.
It's not a little thing, because one of the things that Mercedes is very big on is her crew, and she's always shouting them out. She's always thanking them for their support and everything. So it is good to hear just these stories of like, oh, she's very like actually behind the scenes interactive with a lot of them. I mean, you said you've been talking to her since like 2015 when you first met, and just kind of updating her. And the fact that she is like, hey, keep informing me, like get the T-shirt. Like, that's very good to see when it comes to wrestler fan interaction and appreciation when it comes to that.
Oh yeah, she's always been nothing but amazing to me. She's always wanting to know just how I'm doing, how everything's, progressing. And to me, that is one of the reasons why I was drawn to her as a wrestler and as a person in the first place. So, thank you, sis. Emily's in the chat. She loves me, and I just love her, and just the fact that somebody like that would show the same amount of like appreciation for like me, or just like a lot of her other like members of her crew. It just means a lot.
Oh gosh. Okay. Go ahead, pop on. Come on.
Up.
Listen.
Oh.
This was a personal request from your guest.
Was it?
I didn't request.
She said, "Please, Mr. SRS, please show up during my interview.
Mr. SRS,
I beg of you."
I don't think I've ever said that in my life.
Hold on.
The other side.
Yeah. Wait.
Nope.
There
The right way.
Jeremy.
There we go. Look at that. For the ruckus. I worked out with my ruckus beanie on
Slay.
the other day. Conjures up a good sweat.
Hi, Emily.
Why are we? Hold on. Let me time her out real quick.
No.
Oh, okay. No,
What are we
okay.
doing? No.
My hands are not on the keyboard. I did not do this.
What
Should
are we doing?
Anything.
Should I run the footage of Allie and Emily at my house at midnight during the Taylor Swift album drop?
No, because
Hey, we've seen that. We ran that on our live stream.
The general audience.
the problem is,
What do you expect them to ingest all your content, all of our content, Jeremy?
Yes.
No.
That's a lot of it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of content.
spent a lot of time on it too. That's right.
They were very excited. They were saying it's giving and then something else that I didn't know. I don't know what that means.
They called in from the car as they were driving home to join that stream, and I was just happy they made it home safely.
I was supposed to be giving directions to Emily, but
yeah, I think you guys got lost at one point.
Yeah, the thing it's giving should have been directions.
All right, that was pretty funny. I'll give him that one.
that was good.
That was good.
Anyway,
John, do you have questions or anything?
I'm eating eggs.
Yes, you've been eating eggs. How long does it take you to eat eggs?
A while.
Swiftie.
A while.
Really? Oh my god.
Where would you rank the backbreaker that I gave you that night? All-time backbreakers you've taken in wrestling.
It was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen,
but it'd have to be at the. It would probably have to be at the bottom though, because it.
what? Because it wasn't in a ring? Because it was on a floor?
Yeah, probably.
Sean, where would you rank the reaction you got for that backbreaker? On
That
I gave you
backbreaker
nothing.
louder than Black Label Pro because Emily was at least
gave you-
squalling in the background.
That's true. I gave you nothing though, so like I just kind of popped right up. I no sold it.
Yeah, there was at least Emily in the background going, "Oh my God, bestie!" that happened.
Yeah, that happened. You got some reaction, yeah.
It did happen.
Have you ever
Look! I love seeing the rich background in Allie's neighborhood there. Like, look at that.
I was trying to go somewhere with some good service and where our dogs wouldn't bark. Sorry.
You don't think we like dogs here?
No,
You have a
What's supposed
cat.
to mean?
You're a cat person.
I know you. But our dogs like to bark a lot, so I tried to come out here in this nice, peaceful location, but I'm being attacked.
By who?
Well,
By you.
I'm not being You're like family to me. What are you talking about? I'm so excited to see you.
I know,
it's
bestie.
about
I know.
dogs until they had to.
I'm glad you got to see me.
Anyway, I've killed the viewership, which is great. I love doing that here. But let's play a little game. Let's play a word association game with what?
What? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Listen, you don't pay for my
Love games.
Patreon. You don't give me enough money. We're no longer friends.
Stop.
I love when he's like,
I love games.
I don't know
I
what
love
game
how-
we were supposed to play.
I really like how Sean's like, I kill your viewership, so I should go. But first, here's a game to kill the viewership.
That's the game, apparently.
That
Just
is the
killing the
game.
viewership.
Yeah.
That's a different book.
Should have asked him if Fightful will pay for me to go to London to face Steve Macklin.
I will pay for you to get your ass kicked by
Will
Steve
you?
Macklin.
Oh,
All right,
let's
get
go.
this. Let's get this
Back
thing
on
back
track.
on track.
Back on-
Allie, Mercedes Mone against Mayu Iwatani from this past weekend. What did you think of that match? And then Mercedes' run in New Japan and Stardom in general.
Oh my gosh, her run in Japan. First of all, I'm just so happy for her. I told her that too. I'm like, I'm just so happy that you've been able to actually live your full like #1 dream, you know, going to Japan, living her most authentic self over there. So that's it. You could just see how happy she is or was, you know, in her time in Japan. First of all, like her whole run there has been incredible. You love to see how much that she takes this not only seriously, but enough for her to want to improve and try to, you know, keep up with like the style of the women over there. And it's just much more, you know, fast paced and hard hitting, and we love to see it. Yeah, and her match with Mayu, I've watched it a couple times. I absolutely loved it. It's just so good. Like those Meteoras, like that's something I've taken into my own moveset. So it's so good to see her bringing out all the different stops with that. And I just love when people are so authentically themselves. Like when Mercedes, I mean, you can still see like glimpses of Sasha Banks, like in her wrestling and throughout, you know, psychology and her moveset. But it's just, you can tell that she has just completely leveled up, and it's just so amazing to see. She's on her revenge tour for sure. So it's just that match with Mayu was incredible. So
I think it's funny that you mentioned level up, because that was exactly where my brain was at. She's still Mercedes, but she's doing it on such a different level, taking what she learned throughout the years, whether it's WWE or even before then, and now she's taking that. You know, she went and trained lucha. She's going and training with Japanese legends, and now she's taking the time to, you know, tell different stories with by and large a group of women who may not even speak the language. And how do you tell stories when there's a language barrier? And I think that's something that is very worth mentioning when it comes to wrestling abroad, or just wrestling in general. If you've got to learn a different skill, you got to do it on the fly.
Yeah.
So
I think
go ahead. Go ahead, Jeremy. No, we're good.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, when it comes to the performance aspect from her, she's always just had star quality about her in WWE, and bringing that to New Japan. Not that the ladies in Stardom were not doing like performance and did not have like over the top presentation and stuff, but Mercedes brings that entertainment side of it, singing songs in the press conference. And when she does that, because she has such a big following in America, she brings people who are the American audience watching Stardom, watching her over there in Japan. So it just builds everything for Stardom. And I think that's kind of, I don't know if it's an underrated aspect of what she's accomplished in all of this, but she is just basically bringing American fans over to watching the Joshi product and the Stardom product now. And that's a big deal. Like that's when she talks about like, hey, I want to get back to wrestling. I want to do good for wrestling and stuff. Like this is how you do it. Allie, I wanted to. Oh, go ahead, Joel. You had a question previously.
Well, no, I want to ask Allie, with her training and with your, you know, the wrestling that you're doing now. I mean, who are you watching? And I know typically the answer becomes anyone and everyone, but you know, are there any wrestlers that you're particularly looking at in terms of footage historically that influences your training and your style?
I definitely think that, I don't know, I kind of take from a lot of my different role models and inspirations, such as Mercedes. I definitely take a lot from Kenny Omega as much as I can. I'm not saying I'm trying to be Kenny Omega, because nobody can, right? Allie Omega. But yeah, just like, you know, in the Young Bucks, people like that. Just people I've always looked up to. As best as I can, trying to emulate their specific movesets and stuff that I've always loved and admired as much as I can, to like my own limits and abilities, because I'm in no way, shape, or form a high flyer or, you know, whatever. But, you know, people like that. Obviously Mercedes. So, yeah, I would say her, the Young Bucks, Kenny, just people that I try to take little pieces here and there. So, one-winged Allie. Oh no, one-winged bestie.
I got to ask you about the match with Billie Starkz, because I mean that's a big deal. Billie Starkz, one of the top names on independent wrestling, allegedly, according to Tony Schiavone, signed by AEW. That has not been made official. Billie told me that she likes working with people who, I mean, she is young, she's 18, but she's still wrestled for a while, wrestled everybody out there. It seems like she's like, I like working with the people who haven't wrestled as much because I can just pitch dumb shit to them, because she likes doing a lot of dumb shit herself. And what was that conversation like with Billie when you're going through over the match and she had to pitch some dumb shit to you?
Oh, did she? The greatest thing about Billie is she's the reason why I chose the school I did, where she also got started. She has been there since day one of my training, so it was really humbling and just such an honor for her to be my first like official debut like match for like a show that we put on every month. So yeah, I was originally supposed to wrestle someone else, and it was a surprise to me. Caden actually texted me and was like, "Are you wrestling Billie today?" I'm like, "No, I don't think so." And Billie had already made a tweet before I'd even seen it. See me?
Yeah. The audio was fine. The video was coming in. You're good.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, you're good.
I'll continue. So she had made a tweet saying that she was going to be answering my open challenge. That was now an open challenge again. And it's just crazy because I felt like I was ready for it. Taylor pun. But it was just crazy. So yeah, when she was going up, we were behind the curtain a little bit. We were talking about the match. She pitched these things that I had never practiced before. I had never done. And she's just like, "Oh, I know your limits and I know your abilities. You can do it. Trust me. You're fine. You can do it." And I'm just like, "Okay, Billie, whatever you say," because trust is really important. Like, I wouldn't have put myself in that position with anyone else. But Billie has been there since like literally day one of my training. So I've known she knows everything that I can and can do. And I've learned so much from her. Sorry to get sidetracked, but I've just learned so much from her. She may be so much younger than me, but oh my gosh, I've learned from her more than probably like anybody, like in the ring, like actually being with her. It's crazy. She's a genius. But yeah, when she was pitching, she pitched Canadian Destroyer, which I had never even learned how to do yet. And I was like, "Girl, what? I don't even know how to do this." And like right before we walked through the curtain, I'm like, "Girl, are you sure? Are you sure?" And yeah, she's crazy, but that's what makes her so great, I think. And her psychology and her just in-ring ability alone is just amazing. She's definitely a superstar. I've been saying it for years. But yeah, it's crazy to think that she was my official debut match, and I love her so much. I owe her a lot.
It's really funny that you mentioned the trust that wrestlers have with each other, especially when pitching, spots that you may not feel like 100% on. I had a conversation with Trey Miguel that was on Fightful a while ago, and he told me a story about Black Taurus doing the exact same thing with him, and Trey being like, "I don't think I can do this." And Trey's like, "I've seen you fly. You'll be fine. You could do it." And he did it. And he's like, now it's part of my repertoire. So really, sometimes it is, the person you're working with having that extra faith and being like, "You're good." And that's actually really cool. I think that speaks to like the brother and sisterhood of wrestling, the family that it can be. And that's pretty cool to be in.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Let's say, how much confidence does it give you when Billie's like, "Nope, you can do this. Like, we're going to go out there. Everything will be fine."
Oh, it means the world to me, because obviously she's at a level I aspire to be. And I've just watched her progress as well. Just during my time, training with her and going to shows and seeing her become, like where she's at right now. And it means the world to me that somebody like that is like, "Oh, you got it." Just like, and giving me little feedback, like, "Here's what to work on," and confidence for me has always been like a big thing. And for just to be around her, I feel like it's helped my confidence a whole lot, especially like in the ring. So it means a lot to me that she would take the time to be like, "Oh, you've got it. I know what you can do. You're fine. You can do this." So we
have a super chat from the now fired Kate Hensler.
Hey.
"Hi, Allie. So can you give her a job? She just got fired.
Oh, you can be my bestie. That can be your job.
How's the pay?
Yeah, what's the pay on that?
You got to pet the dog once in a while.
The dog has made the run in now.
Oh, that's so funny. I love it. Yeah, the pay on being the bestie is it's invaluable, Jeremy, is what it is.
Yeah, you can't put a price on friendship.
That's
Joel.
right. Maybe the friendship are the friend. Maybe the money is the friendships we made along the way.
Also, money would be good though.
Money is always nice.
Sorry.
No, that's
fine.
I told you it was going to happen.
We'll work for doggos, says Kate. So I think
okay, Kate.
There you go.
You can come and take care of them sometimes.
So, Allie, I want you to put your crew hat on for a second. Mercedes Mone drops the IWGP Women's Championship to Mayu Iwatani. She now has an appearance coming up at Resurgence. I believe is that in May?
Yeah, May 21st, I believe.
So what's next in your brain for Mercedes Mone in New Japan Pro Wrestling?
I don't know. I really want her to continue to do whatever makes her like feel like she's completing this like journey that she's on in Japan. I know she's already like leaving Japan, but I don't know. I want her to do some more, wrestle some people that she's never had the opportunity to. I would like to see her potentially go to, get another contract somewhere or something like that. But in the meantime, I just want her to kind of explore all the options that are out there, because I feel like that's where she's like thriving the most. And because the other day she was like, who's the best women's wrestler in the UK? Who's here and there. So I don't know. I just feel like I want her to explore all those options out there before really making like a big decision, like signing with AEW or signing, again with WWE, whatever. So yeah, I feel like that's maybe the route she's going. Definitely. But I hope maybe a match of mine is in there somewhere.
Manifest it. Manifest it.
Put it out there in the world,
yes.
And it's always there.
Make it happen. Make it happen. Before we let you go, Allie, be remiss if we didn't talk a little Taylor Swift, right?
Oh yes, let's go.
Yes. So how I sort of met you guys, I was on the SmackDown post show, and Sean pulled up a super chat. I don't remember if it was from you or your sister.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna pull up one. I'm gonna pull up this comment from Emily. And I see this profile picture, and I got like real close to the computer screen. And Sean's like, yes, Jeremy, that is who you think it is. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then we became best friends after that, because you guys were Swifties. And so and then you were on the midnight stream and everything. So I have a very important question for you. I've gotten the kids into Taylor Swift. They did a big Taylor Swift concert yesterday. They love I Knew You Were Trouble. Welcome to New York. Big fan of that one. A lot of red listening, which is good. They love Shake It Off. What is like a good song for the kids to dance to that I can continue to keep playing to upset their mother, who just sent me a text message rolling her eyes?
Oh my gosh, that is so hard. A song to dance to?
Yeah, what's like a really good like dance song?
I would say, what's big on the TikTok right now is Karma. That's a fun dance song.
It's got some cursing in it. You can
play the non-explicit version.
Okay, that is a good dance song. You're right.
You got to start them young, though.
Emily,
you got to start.
Me. Yeah,
Me is a real good one.
Yeah, that's a good dance song. Bejeweled. I danced to Bejeweled in the car.
Yeah, Bejeweled. Yeah. Me is actually a really good answer.
Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna keep playing Taylor Swift around the house. Got into the car today, and we had the radio up from listening to Taylor Swift, and got in there. I was like, oh, sorry, we were jamming out yesterday to Taylor when we went to go pick up pizza, and the others were like, what are we doing? Listen, it was too loud. I was like, no,
nonsense. No.
Exactly. Complaining about ruining YouTube algorithms. Like, you guys are just playing Taylor Swift all the time. My YouTube algorithm is ruined. I'm like, the default is Taylor Swift on the YouTube algorithm. You guys are ruining the YouTube algorithm with your video game searching and things like that.
True.
That's how I see it. Allie, thank you for joining us today, let everybody know where they can find you at.
Oh, you can find me. You can follow me on Twitter if you want. You don't have to. It's fine. Allie Wrestles, ALLIE Wrestles. You can also buy my shirt if you want. If you want to be like Mercedes and be a bestie and rep the Allie Allbright t-shirt, that's available at prowrestlingtees.com. Just type in Allie Allbright. Yeah, or you can message me on Twitter. I have some. Oh, and also, can I plug the show we have coming up this weekend? Grindhouse Pro Wrestling, where I train. We put on shows every month. I will be tagging with Thunder Kitty against in a 2-on-1 handicap match versus JoJo Cephas, which is a new rival of ours. He has been causing all kinds of trouble, likes to run his mouth, stuff like that. So yeah, if you're in the Jeffersonville, Indiana area, come on out. It's called Rise. It's one of our biggest shows of the year. This Sunday, April 30th. Yes, April 30th. So yeah, love to see everybody in the bestie section. Thank you, Joel and Jeremy. Y'all are besties for life. You know this.
Joel, we gotta do it. You gotta be for the ruckus here at the end, Joel. There we go. There we go. Everybody.
Nailed it.
Thank you, Allie. This was
wonderful. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Allie.
Thank you, besties.
Much love and continued success on your wrestling journey. And thank you and thank you for joining us to talk about that and Mercedes as well. Good luck this weekend. Kick some ass.
Thank you. I'll try.
Take care.
You got it. You got it.
Thank you.